Welcome to the Explainer. You know, if you've ever looked at crypto and thought, it's just too risky, or man, I completely missed my chance, then this one's for you. We are not talking about the crypto of the past. We're looking ahead to 2026, a year where the rules of the game are about to completely change, turning what was a chaotic market into a regulated one. So let's break down exactly how you can safely get started.
And hey, if you want to feel confident about complex topics just like this one, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We put out clear, simple explainers every single week, so you'll always be in the know.
All right, let's just dive right into it. For years, everybody's called crypto the Wild West of finance, right? It was unpredictable, totally unregulated, and let's be honest, kind of scary for anyone new to the space. We saw these massive, life-changing gains, but we also saw devastating losses and scams everywhere. So it's really no wonder so many careful investors have just stayed on the sidelines. But what if that whole chaotic era is finally coming to an end?
Well, this timeline right here shows you exactly why 2026 is that turning point. And this isn't just one country making a new rule. No, this is a coordinated global shift. On January 1st, both the US and the UK are launching new tax reporting rules. That means exchanges will start reporting your activity directly to the IRS and HMRC. Then, just 6 months later, the EU's big MiCA regulation becomes mandatory, creating one standard set of rules and protections for everybody. So what's the result? Well, it's a fundamental change. The chaos is being replaced by clarity, and that's creating a much safer playing field for new investors.
So how do you even navigate this new world? We've broken it all down into 3 simple, foundational pillars. Let's kick things off with pillar 1, smart investing. Think of this as your offensive strategy, how to actually buy crypto assets in a disciplined, safe, and really effective way.
Okay, so with literally thousands of cryptocurrencies out there, it is so easy to get overwhelmed. The absolute key for a beginner is to just ignore all that noise and focus on the 2 pillars of the market, Bitcoin and Ethereum. First up, you've got Bitcoin, which is your security anchor. Its proof-of-work system has been running without a hitch since 2009, and it's secured by an immense amount of real-world energy and hardware. You really can think of it as digital gold. Then, on the other hand, you have Ethereum. It's the utility engine. Its move to the super energy-efficient proof-of-stake system makes it faster, cheaper, and, a big favorite among regulators who are concerned about environmental impact. By holding both, you're getting exposure to both maximum security and high-utility innovation. It's the best of both worlds.
Now, here's a critical question. How much should you actually invest? Because crypto is still a volatile asset, you have to start small. I mean, very small. For a beginner, a 1 to 4% allocation of your total investment portfolio is the sweet spot. You can see on this chart, it's just a tiny sliver of the whole pie. This is not about betting the farm. It's about adding an asset that has the potential to seriously improve your portfolio's overall returns without exposing you to crazy losses if the market takes a downturn. It's a strategic move, not a wild gamble.
Okay, so you know what to buy and how much to allocate, but how do you buy it? The single most powerful strategy for any beginner is something called dollar cost averaging, or DCA. It's super simple. You invest a fixed amount of money, say $50, on a regular schedule, like every single week. That's it. And you do it whether the price is shooting to the moon or crashing down. This is the absolute key to taking emotion out of your decisions. You're not trying to time the market anymore, you're not panic selling, and you're not buying out of FOMO. You just stick to the plan.
So here's how you put that into practice. Setting up your DCA is a dead simple 4-step process. Step 1, pick your amount. Choose a number you are genuinely comfortable with, something that's not going to keep you up at night. Step 2, set your schedule. Weekly or monthly is perfect. What really matters here is consistency. Step 3, automate it. Now this is the most powerful part. Use your exchange's recurring buy feature and put your entire strategy on autopilot. And finally, step 4, stay disciplined. This is so important. When the market dips, your fixed amount buys you more crypto. When it rises, it buys you less. Over time, this averages out your cost and lets you build up your position methodically, totally without stress.
Okay, you've started investing smartly. Now we have to move to what is, without a doubt, the most important pillar of all, absolute security. This is your defense. And I want to be crystal clear about this. For a beginner, the biggest risk isn't that the price of Bitcoin will go down. The biggest risk is that your assets get stolen because of a simple security mistake. Let's make sure that never, ever happens.
So when you own crypto, you need a safe place to store it. And there are basically 2 main types of wallets. First, you have hot wallets. These are software programs on your phone or computer. They're always connected to the internet, which makes them super convenient for small, quick transactions.
but it also makes them vulnerable to hackers. Then you have cold wallets. These are physical hardware devices, kind of like a USB stick, that are completely disconnected from the internet. They are air-gapped. For any serious amount of crypto that you plan on holding for the long haul, a cold wallet is not optional, it is an absolute necessity.
Setting up a cold wallet the right way is your ultimate insurance policy. Here's the 5-step process. 1. Verify your hardware. Only buy it directly from the manufacturer and double-check that the packaging hasn't been messed with. 2. Get your seed phrase. The device will generate a 24-word recovery phrase for you. This has to be done completely offline. Never, ever type it into a computer or take a picture of it. 3. Secure that phrase. Don't just write it on a piece of paper. You need to etch it into a metal plate to protect it against fire or flood damage. 4. Store them separately. Keep your hardware wallet in one safe place and your metal backup in a completely different location. And finally, 5. Do a small test transaction. Send a tiny amount first to make sure the whole process works before you even think about moving any significant funds. This is the bedrock of keeping your assets safe.
Now, in 2026, security isn't just about wallets anymore. It's about defending yourself against a new wave of incredibly sophisticated scams powered by artificial intelligence. Scammers can now use AI to create deepfake voices of your family members or write perfectly convincing emails that look like they're from your exchange. So, the new rules of defense have to be strict. Use a dedicated authenticator app for two-factor authentication, not SMS, which can be hacked with a SIM swap attack. Be almost paranoid about any message that creates a sense of urgency. Always type in the website address for your exchange by hand. Never click a link from an email. And just remember the golden rule. If something promises you guaranteed high returns in crypto, it is 100% a scam. Every single time.
All right, you're investing with a smart strategy. Your assets are locked down and secure. The final piece of this puzzle is Pillar 3, staying compliant. With all the new rules coming in 2026, taxes are no longer a gray area. They are straightforward, they are trackable, and they are mandatory for every single investor. This table right here, it shows the new reality of crypto taxes. Just notice how the world's major economies are all getting on the same page. In the EU, you've got MiCA. In the US, exchanges will now send you and the IRS a new Form 1099-DA. Over in the UK, the CARF framework means the same thing for HMRC. The bottom line is simple. Tax authorities are now going to have all the data. The era of invisible crypto gains is over, and that means you have to be proactive about being compliant. But here's where it gets really, really interesting. These new forms, yeah, they make it easier to report your taxes, which is great, but they also create a trap for anyone who isn't paying attention. Your exchange will have a default way of calculating your gains, and if you just blindly accept it, you could end up paying way more in taxes than you legally have to. Let me show you why this matters so much. Most exchanges default to something called FIFO, or first in, first out. So let's imagine you bought one Bitcoin at $20,000, and then you bought another one later at $60,000. If you decide to sell one, FIFO assumes you sold the $20,000 Bitcoin first, which leaves you with a massive taxable gain. But you have a choice. With HIFO, or highest in, first out, the system considers you to have sold the Bitcoin you bought at the highest price first, in this case, the $60,000 one. This move can dramatically lower your immediate taxable gain and save you a fortune. The key is you have to be proactive and choose the method that benefits you the most. Don't just accept the default setting.
So, let's bring all three of those pillars together. A safe path forward in this new world of crypto isn't about trying to find the next hot coin that's going to moon. It's about combining a disciplined investment strategy, ironclad security, and proactive compliance to achieve long-term, sustainable success.
Here it is, your entire game plan on one single slide. Step 1. Invest with dollar-cost averaging into the core assets, Bitcoin and Ethereum, to build your position methodically. Step 2. Protect those assets by moving them into a secure cold storage wallet, taking them offline and way out of the reach of any hackers. And then, once you've built that solid foundation, you can move to Step 3, making your assets actually work for you.
And that brings us to staking, which is really the safest way for beginners to earn passive income on their crypto. With an asset like Ethereum, you can stake your coins. All that means is you're locking them up to help validate transactions and secure the entire network. And for providing this essential service, the network rewards you with more coins. It's a lot like how a bank pays you interest. What makes this so much safer than other strategies is that your assets aren't being loaned out or traded in some crazy complex scheme. They're fundamentally supporting the security of the blockchain itself.
Once you've used DCA to build up a solid position, staking is the next logical step to grow it.
So we'll end with this thought. For years and years, everyone has focused on the price swings, the volatility, as the main risk of crypto. But as we head into this new, regulated era of 2026, maybe the whole conversation needs to change. Perhaps the biggest risk now isn't that the price might go down, but the risk of just sitting on the sidelines and completely missing the moment this technology finally transitions into a globally recognized and regulated asset class.
We really hope this explainer gave you a clear, actionable plan for navigating crypto in 2026. If you found it valuable, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you never miss another deep dive like this. Thanks for watching.